It's Veronica, your artist here at Shaboo Prints, and I'm excited that you're with me here at the Shaboo Prints Artist Studio. We're going to have some fun. So things are pretty crazy out there, and there's a lot of negative messaging. How do we cope? Well, one, realize that you may not have control of the entire situation out there, but you can have control in how you respond to it. And so it's really important for all of us to mindfully do activities, see images, receive messages that uplift and inspire, that act as a counterforce to all the negativity that's out there. And so I'm going to start coloring because I love to color. Coloring is a great way to inspire and ignite your creativity, to take you into an otherworldly place, which is calm and joyful, and we're going to do that together. I will provide the page that we're coloring always in the feed so that you can download and color on your own. You can color along with me or use it anytime you want. Let's play. We're here in the studio. Let's color. Okay, so this is the image that we will be coloring for a while. This is our shoes page from our Shaboo paint and color book, and there's a beautiful statement I want us to consider. Maturity is when we accept our birth-given shoes, which we discover are hard to fill with anyone else. And let's just let that statement sit with us as we color, and we'll return to that and just let it start to stir some of our thoughts on what that might mean. So I'll be using my Photoshop software because it'll help me illustrate a little bit better for you. And I've chosen this shoe, and I'm going to start with a nice taupe color for the sole. And I'm using a nib that's about the size of a felt tip marker. So it'll look similar to what you would be doing. I'm just going to color that in. And as we do this, there's certain things we can always consider. We'll get in there close. When we do color, which is, how do you feel when you start filling in a space like this? And how do you feel if you, sometimes go out of the lines? Does that bother you? Doesn't really bother me because I like the process. And I like imperfection because it's more like me. I'm not perfect. I have lots of lumps and bumps, and it's kind of life for me. Even though I have a temptation to want to go in and maybe correct something, especially when I color, I don't do that because I want to sit with the feeling of not correcting something, leaving something as is. Oops, there's another little out of a line, see? And the process of accepting something as is, as beautiful as is interesting for me. And there's some days that I'm better at it than others. So I lightened that taupe a little bit for the inside lining of the shoe. We're going to color that in. And I invite you to download this page that I'll be providing for you guys too, so that you can color. You don't have to do it now, but anytime you'd like. I want you to notice the way that coloring can redirect your focus onto creation, creating something beautiful. Taking your thoughts away, opening your heart. And it feels good to color in and fill in space with beautiful colors of your choice. It gives you a sense of control, and we can all use that right now, right? We may not be able to control a lot of what's going on right now, and I don't know about you, but when I don't feel in control, it makes me tense and nervous and unsure. And while it's impossible to control life, we can control our responses to it, and we can do activities such as this to beautiful music. And we can control that. So I'm glad you're here with me, because together we're going to do this and be very therapeutic. I'm just coloring in a little more here. And we'll sit with the music for a little bit. It's beautiful. Doesn't this activity just make you relish life again? It does for me. I'm already feeling better. I hope you are too. Go back to the dark taupe and just give the inside lining a little texture. Start to give it a little dimension. Just a couple dots. And I think it's time to grab a color for the shoe. Because I feel so uplifted right now, I think I'm going to select a yellow, soft, buttery yellow. Love that. That's pretty. Okay. Just gonna color in this small area. And then move over here. Start over here on the side of the shoe. I kind of love making big strokes of color. There's a freedom to this. I don't know about you, but everyone has their methods. I will, it changes with my moods, I guess, but I will usually outline, go along the edge, and then just go crazy big strokes in between. And that's so freeing. It's a wonderful contrast, isn't it, to carefully, with a lot of control, go around an outline as best you can, only to open up and then just go crazy, filling it in, back and forth. I love the swooping of my hand moving back and forth, the freedom, the contrast between the tight control and the loose freedom. It's like life, isn't it? And while we might feel like we're being constrained right now and trying to mind ourselves, there are things we can do to let that creativity flow again, bring back that sense of freedom. And that's the beauty of life, is that there are always both for contrast. I'm so grateful for these contrasts, because anything that's challenging or difficult will pass, just as the good will pass. There are cycles and movement. And together it makes us fully aware and awake to feel both sides. If we had too much of one thing, I think we'd fall asleep. There, look at that. That's nice. Okay. Beautiful yellow. Let's see, I'm going to color in the bottom of the shoe. I'll bring back that taupe. Just fill that in. And to stay in the theme of joy, I think I'll select a tangerine orange for the bow. I'm so happy. I love tangerine orange, can you tell? It's part of my logo. I use it a lot for Shaboo. It's one of my favorite colors. It's quenching. It's joyful. Reminds me of juice or Tang. Remember Tang? I don't even know if they have that around anymore. There. Feels good. I'll get a darker orange for the inside of the ribbon. I'm gonna add a stripe to the ribbon, just to give it a little dimension, as we do. And here, there. I'm gonna take that taupe and add a little dimension to the shoe, as if it was maybe made of a fabric, or there was a weave to it perhaps. Just like that. No rhyme or reason, just like life, no rhyme or reason. But just like life, there are details and features. Looking good. I think that's a good start. I invite you to consider this message again. Maturity is when we accept our birth-given shoes, which we discover are hard to fill with anyone else. Next time, let's color the shoes in the back. I'll take this Oxford and I'll color this sandal. We'll do that next. Thank you for being with me.